What's going on, everyone? MikeO back with another mail day recap. We got a week or two's worth of mail that's piled up, so I thought it was time to share it with you. So a variety of things have come in. You see that Project 2020 card has arrived. I got a redemption in from Topps, some pickups from eBay, from Sportlots, whole variety of things, including 2 care packages. So let's get started. We'll start off with one that's actually been in for a little while. This is from Kin, Beans B-Card blog, and Beans Ball Card blog. He's big time on Twitter and has a fantastic channel as well. Loves himself some vintage football, especially those old 50 Bowman. 50 Bowman, not a lot beats that set. Anyway, he is aware that I'm a big fan of Topps Allen and Ginter, specifically collecting autographs. And he hooked me up with this one. So this was an extra that he got via TTM. It's Rick Klein, who's a political director for ABC News. Black Sharpie Auto, one I did not have. And while, no, this isn't the type of individual that I would go out of my way to seek out, I certainly want one of these in my collection. I like to collect anything and everything signed Allen and Ginter, but focus specifically on the baseball players, but love the celebrities, analysts, and everyone else they toss in the product. So, Kin, appreciate that one. One I did not have. It will fit very nicely into the collection. So, really appreciate you thinking of me, taking the time to reach out. Very generous. And once again, thank you. Another little care package here coming from my hero, Bob Lewis. And Bob did not hold back in this care package. So take a look at it. I know he had a good time. I can just imagine him chuckling a little bit as he put this together. Sent it my way without warning. I didn't even realize what it was because I had so much mail that piled up. I was kind of cutting them all open individually, and then I noticed it. So let's take a look at what Mr. Bob Lewis sent. So he sent a Sean Rodriguez base card in the Pirates uniform. Sean Rodriguez, he's had a lengthy career. He's more than a 10-year veteran, mostly a utility player. Last year hit a walk-off home run for the Phils to win the game. They made a Topps Now card about it. And he's the first player I remember hitting a walk-off home run and immediately criticizing fans in the post-game interview. It was like his one moment to shine as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies organization, and he took that moment to complain about fans. So he got lustfully booed for the remainder of the season. So he's someone that I think Phillies fans will remember for a very, very long time. But interesting individual. He sent a 1994 Bubby Brister, one of those guys with an interesting name, interesting card. I mean, you look at that card and that does not look like someone you'd expect to see playing professional football. More so looks like someone who would be playing in some kind of beer league that they don't take too seriously, but the Bubby Brister 94 Fleer. You got Joey Votto, 2018 Topps Allen and Ginter. You just kind of got that look on him. He probably just got asked or criticized for pretending to toss a ball into the stands at Citizens Bank Park, teasing children. So you kind of get that look at that. We got the Gabe Kapler rookie from Leaf Rookies and Stars. So Gabe Kapler, guy who bounced around the majors for a little bit, was Phillies manager for a couple years. Not necessarily the most popular of managers in Phillies history. Kooky individual, loves his coconut milk or coconut water or whatever he was chugging. So, interesting individual. We'll see how he does out in San Francisco. He hooked me up with the Cesar Hernandez autograph from Gypsy Queen. Collect all Phillies autographs. Love Gypsy Queen cards. Gypsy Queen autos specifically. The autographs always pop. They look great. Believe they made a Corey Dickerson this year too that I have to pick up. But the nice Cesar Hernandez, who is now with Cleveland. So appreciate that, Bob. And then ends it with the season highlights, the score gold rush of Joe Carter, the series winner, the walk-off home run to conclude the 1993 World Series. When I was 11 years old, and in absolute tears, haunted me for years. Obviously, at this point, well over it. Something like 2008 definitely helps you get over it, but 93 was an incredible year. It's actually shocking to me with how popular that team was and what an incredible run it was that ESPN hasn't done a 30 for 30 or something on it. It's mind-boggling there hasn't been some sort of documentary for that team. But, of course, an amazing conclusion if you're a baseball fan. Not so amazing if you're a Phillies fan, but Joe Carter with the World Series walk-off home run. So, Bob, I appreciate it. You gave me a little laugh. I imagine when you're watching this video, you're enjoying the heck out of it too. So, thank you. All right, let's get into some of the other stuff I picked up. Kikuchi, UC Kikuchi, this is actually a Topps redemption. This redemption, I think, is from last year, and I just had it sitting on the desk, and I finally sent it in. He did not do he is kind of a lousy autograph to begin with, to be honest with you, but he's supposed to sign it here in the white, so it pops a little bit, signed it over the blue and the glove. So not a great-looking autograph. His hobby popularity is not too high. He was, pretty highly sought after last off season. And at this point, this green auto, I'm assuming is like a $15 card. I didn't look it up. Kind of a bad job by Topps leaving the little debris in there and then sealing it up, but it is what it is. So that's back from Topps. Did not take long to get back once I actually submitted it. We got, let me show off these couple slabs I picked up. Got a couple Topps 3D Mint 9s, Nick Senzel and Kevin Biggio. I actually just got a bunch of Topps 3D cards in from PSA. So if you're into the Topps 3D, I show some of them off in my recent PSA reveal video, but they're neat looking cards. I have to double check if I have a Biggio because I had some in another order. I might keep one of them. The Senzel I might end up moving, but I always like to shop around once you pay for shipping. If they can mind shipping, why not see what else you could get? Did pick up a few Alex Rodriguez rookies. I know some people still love him, some people not so much. He is a big fan of baseball, even though he made some mistakes during his career. Had a brilliant career, almost 700 home runs. Obviously, some of the steroid guys are gaining popularity, more so the guys from the 80s or early 90s. I consider him mid to late 90s and 2000s guy, but these cards have risen in price. Obviously, SP are tough. The 93 Jeter, kind of the pinnacle of SP cards, but the 94 Alex Rodriguez has been rising. And I was looking at 9s for a while, and then they just jumped and went crazy. So, settled for an 8.5 on the Beckett. Obviously, the corner is not perfect, but nice card overall. Anyway, Alex Rodriguez is going to be involved in baseball for a while. I think he is going to do everything he can to remain involved and try to win the good graces of baseball back. I know he would like to own a team and such, so we'll see what happens with that. Also picked up an SGC 8. SGC, great value in the hobby right now, in my opinion. If you can get an SGC card in the same grade as a PSA card for a substantial savings, I don't see why you wouldn't do it. To me, I really enjoy the holders. The flip does not bother me at all. I think the flip is substantially better looking than the Beckett, in my opinion, but that's just me. The silver Beckett labels, I don't even like the gold ones. The black label cards sometimes look cool, but personally, just not a huge fan of the Beckett holder. But doesn't mean I won't pick up a Beckett card from every now and then. Got a few SGC Pristines here. 2016 Topps Chrome Corey Seager, 10 Pristine. And then I picked up a Trevor Story. So the 10 Pristines do outsell the PSA 10s sometimes, especially with bigger cards, but sometimes with these lesser players that aren't quite as red hot or as popular, you can get a good deal on them, and that's what I got with the Story and the Seager. So I just thought they were decent value pickups in the Gold Pristine. I do have the 2020 Topps team set. This is the retail set. They sell these in the stadiums, sometimes in your local stores. Pick this one up. And I get these every year. The Bryce Harper up front is a photo variation to the regular card. Most of the others are regular cards, but like the Zach Wheeler, he's updated in a Phillies uniform. Didi Gregorius, there's a few players, Andrew Knapp, that aren't in Top Series 1. Some of them make it into Series 2, some of them don't, so I always use them towards my Phillies binder, so happy to pick that one up. Of course, Project 2020, the Mike Trout came from Ben Baller. Picked up a few of these. Obviously, a very nice card. Project 2020 is kind of a crazy product. I'm sure everyone out there is very familiar with it at this point in time. It has gone through kind of a wild ride. Kind of came out. I remember seeing the emails from Topps. I was like, oh, you know what? They're kind of neat, but not really for me. I might pick up a few that I enjoy. They're making 20 cards, 20 variations of 20 different cards, 400 total cards. They're not even at the 100 card mark, so there's a while to go. It started to really catch on, and the prices just got ridiculous. They were literally almost doubling every night. It was like a 3 or 4 day window where it was going up 10%, going up 20%, going up 50%, doubling. And right now, at the time of recording this video, it's more so, it appears to be in a free fall of sorts. I mean, free fall as in it's coming back to earth a little bit. Doesn't mean they won't just stop and plateau and kind of hold firm, or maybe even start rising again. We'll see what happens. But the print runs for the last few cards have been substantially more. At one point, this Mike Trout was about 35,000, 36,000, and that was the highest for several weeks. And now I think it's been passed by like 7 or 8 cards, something like that, the last couple sales. So it is what it is. I think it's cool. Like, I think this is a cool card. I'm never going to be someone that thinks it's the best thing ever. Every one of the cards that they produce, I would personally rather have the actual rookie card. I appreciate some of the art. Some of it I don't get. But some of it looks awesome, and I think it's just another cool option and something cool to have, and I think it's neat that people have found artists or have artists they're following and they're purchasing those cards. But I do think the resale prices were getting a little crazy for a while, so we'll see what happens with them more so, not necessarily even long-term, but even through the rest of the year, how much fluctuation they have. All right, back to some cheaper stuff. A lot of this stuff is from Sportlots, which is a great option to pick up some cards for the collection. Picked up some 1964 Richie Allen rookies. So these are all, I would assume, like 5s, more than likely. Maybe even a 4. This one has some issues with the back. I'll take a look at them, send them in to either PSA or SGC. Maybe split it up a little bit, but I'd really like to have one of these in an 8 at some point. I have a few out at PSA. I probably have them out in a couple orders. I think my best bet is potentially a 7, probably a number of 6s. But had my opportunity to pick up 8 a few times. And then the last time, I went ahead and let my buddy Ray from Philly pick it up. So if you check out the Richie Allen he showed off back in probably December, you can see my last great opportunity to get it. Here's a Bryce Harper black and white. This is a Topps On Demand set. This one was actually purchased off eBay. Fairly cheap, couple bucks. So, sweet looking card there. Topps, with the absence of a baseball season being played, they've done some turn back the clock Topps Now cards, which are neat. You know, again, another offering. You can buy them if you want. You pass on them if you're not interested. A lot of the print runs are only like a couple hundred, so they are rather rare, generally speaking. And I should have picked up the Phillies ones right away. I was going to pick up the Mike Schmidt and the Steve Carlton, and I didn't. Forgot about them. I did just win a Carlton on eBay. I still got to get the Schmidt, but here's the Ryan Howard. So, pretty cool to have. Love that 87 design. Some random stuff on Sportlots. Here's a sweet Terry Mulholland. I just for some reason started binging, buying a bunch of Terry Mulholland cards on Sportlots one day. So this is his first card that I could find, Pacific Minor League card. So neat one there. Was lucky enough to see his no-hitter back in 1990. Richie Ashburn from Topps. One of their variations, their retired photo variations. So that one will go with my top set. There's a whole stack of Mulhollands from 87 Topps. These should be Tiffany's. And I'll go through I'll be going through them, try and get some slabbed. At least one for the collection. Just think it would look neat. Some Diamond Stars from Topps of Richie Ashburn. I believe these are all off-center, but still a cool-looking card. Flair Greats, Richie Ashburn. So sometimes you can go on and just pick up stuff that you like and you enjoy. Some 89 Topps Tiffany Mulhollands. And like, you know, these cards, you pay more for shipping than you do the cards. I probably paid like 15 cents a card and, 75 cents shipping, $1 shipping. All the sellers are a little different. These are kind of beat up. So sometimes I'll buy multiples just so I can hopefully find one that's acceptable condition. That's the one issue you run into with Sportlots sometimes. But I usually stick with the lower end stuff, so it's not a big deal. But here's a 4-in-1 Gaudy. I believe Upper Deck put this out. So you got Mike Schmidt, Ryan Howard, and then Prince Fielder, Robin Yount. So pretty cool there. Another random Terry Mulholland. Mootown Snackers. Interesting card. Got a Bryce Harper. This is from another like a Throwback Thursday set. A little off center. So this is what you run into with Sportlots. This guy had this listed as near mint, so I take it to mean a 7, and I don't believe this is a 7. You got that giant chip on the top right side that's unacceptable. Obviously corner wear, pretty big time on both top corners. Bottom left corner. These cards are tough, but I don't know what really it would grade. I don't believe it would be a 7. I just picked it up. I mean, it wasn't a bad price, so I'm not that concerned with it. I'm not going to go through the trouble to give the guy a hard time. I'll probably send him a message just to kind of let him know that he, in my opinion, he overevaluated it, but I won't make a big stink beyond that. And then this is awesome. Richie Ashburn from Topps Tribute. Just incredible shine. Awesome looking card. So you can have fun in the hobby and not spend a ton of money. So even if you're into the Project 2020, hey, you might have missed out on some that are truly pretty rare compared to most of the set. And hey, if you're up for spending $800 on an artistic rendition of a rookie card, cool, that's great. If not, I certainly don't blame you. But you can still buy the cards coming out now. Get them from Topps for $20. Get them on eBay for like $17. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I always enjoy picking stuff up, enjoy sharing it, giving some reasons why you pick stuff up. And I like to show people that, you can pick up what's hot and what's awesome, but you can also just pick up what you like. Because most of us, if not all of us, have favorite players, favorite teams. You don't have to just worry about spending $100 on a card. You can buy cards that bring you great joy for a quarter. So that's always something out there. And I like to collect a little bit of everything, and I hope you do too. So comment below. Let me know what you think of the pickups, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a great one.